Ladies, have you ever noticed the little things about someone that they're completely oblivious to? Guys, it turns out there are so many details women pick up on about you that you probably have no clue about. And trust me, they're not as small as you might think. Whether it's the way your hair sits when you've put no effort into it, the tone of your voice when you're at ease, or even your signature laugh, you'd be surprised just how much women notice. These subtle details often leave a big impression, even if you're totally unaware of it. This isn't about flashy gestures or expensive colognes. Nope, it's all the little things that make you, you. Think about your posture when you're relaxed, the way you make eye contact during conversations, or even how you carry yourself when nobody's looking. Want to know more? Today, we're breaking it down into 7 surprising things men have no idea women are secretly paying attention to. Grab your coffee, get comfy, and get ready to find out what's been on her radar all along. You're definitely going to look at things differently after this. 1. Confidence. Confidence is one of the first and most magnetic traits women notice about men, often far before they pick up on other aspects like appearance or posture. It isn't about being the loudest in the room or dominating every conversation. It's the quiet assurance and ease in how a man carries himself that leaves a lasting impression. A confident man can walk into a room without needing to perform or demand attention because his calm composure naturally draws others toward him. It's this inner security that women often admire, as confidence ultimately reflects strength, reliability, and self-assuredness. When a man stands tall, meets eyes with steady intention, and speaks with clarity rather than hesitation, it says a lot about how he perceives himself and his position in the world. Women often notice these subtle, almost unconscious cues that exude confidence. Good posture, relaxed yet attentive body language, and the ability to stay composed under pressure are subtle signals that leave a loud impact. Someone who trusts himself and shows no need for external validation displays a kind of quiet strength, the kind that many find incredibly attractive. Confidence isn't about perfection. It's not about having the perfect physique, the best job, or knowing all the answers. It's about how you relate to yourself regardless of these things. Women pay attention to how a man navigates the world with what he has. For example, even something as simple as handling a minor inconvenience with calm effectiveness, like dealing with a traffic jam without losing patience or managing an awkward moment with humor, can communicate volumes. These moments show self-possession and resilience, something that resonates deeply. Another layer of this appeal is that confidence builds trust. A man who is self-assured makes others feel secure in his company. Women often connect this trait with reliability, as it assures them that a confident person can handle challenges without falling apart. Knowing that someone has faith in themselves can offer reassurance, making them seem not only attractive but also a stable and dependable figure. On the other hand, overconfidence or arrogance is a different story. Confidence that veers into territory where someone feels the need to prove their worth constantly or overshadow others can quickly become off-putting. What impresses women isn't bravado, it's the ability to approach life with genuine self-belief, humility, and authenticity. The right balance of inner strength and kindness is what truly shines. Confidence is not a skill you can fake for long. It stems from self-acceptance and being at peace with oneself. It can take time to cultivate, and that's okay. Small steps, like improving your body language, maintaining a positive mindset, and focusing on your passions, can help you exude the kind of confidence women will notice and appreciate. Being comfortable in your own skin is one of the most attractive traits anyone can have, and it's something that women don't just notice, they remember. 2. Grooming habits. Women often notice the little things, and grooming habits are no exception. You might think it's just about looking fine, but for many women it's about recognizing the effort you put into your appearance. Small details like trimmed nails, neatly styled hair, clean clothes, and polished shoes can speak volumes about you. They notice when your shirt is freshly pressed, or when you've chosen socks that match your outfit. And yes, don't underestimate the power of polished shoes. On the flip side, wearing scuffed or untidy shoes, even with an otherwise sharp outfit, can sometimes leave a negative impression, even if unintentionally. Why does this matter so much? Grooming reflects how much you value yourself. It's a subtle but powerful indicator of your self-respect. Women appreciate when a man takes pride in his appearance because it shows he cares not only about how he looks, but also about how he comes across to the world. It's not about spending hours on a beauty routine or being high maintenance. It's about having basic cleanliness and presenting yourself thoughtfully. For example, a well-groomed man signals that he's confident, reliable, and mindful, qualities that leave a lasting impression. Think about it this way. The way you present yourself is like a silent introduction. Before you even speak a word, your demeanor, including your grooming choices, has already hinted at who you are as a person. Something as simple as a fresh haircut or ensuring your shoes are free of dirt can make you look polished and put together. It's not about perfection, but the effort you've made to show you care. But here's the sweet part of it all. Women aren't looking for someone overly preoccupied with every strand of hair. They value authenticity, and a man who feels comfortable in his own well-groomed skin is always attractive. Investing in proper grooming habits isn't just about impressing someone else. It's about feeling good for yourself, too. There's something inherently satisfying about looking in the mirror and feeling confident about the individual staring back. Regular grooming doesn't need to feel like a chore. Find a routine that works for you and keep it simple. Maintain basic hygiene, trim your nails regularly, keep your facial hair tidy if you have it, and pay attention to small things like moisturizing your skin or wearing fresh cologne. And yes, giving extra care to those shoes you love can make all the difference. These thoughtful touches have the ability to boost not just your appearance, but also your mood, and women will undoubtedly notice. The key takeaway here is that grooming isn't about vanity, it's about showing respect for yourself and the people around you. It's the kind of effort that makes you stand out without needing to say a word. Women admire a man who cares, not just for their opinions, but for himself. Your grooming habits are like fine art. They don't need to be extravagant, but should always capture an essence of care and attention. 3. Reaction under stress. Calm in the chaos. Life throws curveballs at all of us. An unexpected traffic jam, a messed up dinner reservation, or even just a hectic day at work can test anyone's patience. What women notice in these moments is how you handle the unexpected. Do you stay cool and collected, or do you lose your temper the minute something goes wrong? Believe it or not, this reaction tells women a lot about your emotional maturity. Take, for example, a night out. Imagine you've made a reservation at a fancy restaurant, but when you arrive, your table isn't ready, and staff seems indifferent about accommodating you. Some men might show their frustration loud and clear, maybe snapping at the host or letting their irritation dominate the evening. But a man who stays calm, maybe even jokes lightly about the wait, sends a very different message. It shows patience, emotional stability, and the ability to go with the flow. That's the kind of trait women admire. Similarly, think about being stuck in traffic together. You don't have control over the situation, but you do control your attitude. Do you start honking or complaining, or do you use the extra time to play her favorite music or share a funny story? Women notice when you choose the second option. It shows resilience and adaptability, two traits that are incredibly attractive because they signal that you can handle life's bigger challenges just as gracefully. Why does this matter? Women value emotional stability because it creates a sense of safety and reliability. According to a study in Psychology Today, 65% of women say they're more drawn to men who remain calm under stress. It makes sense when you think about it. If you can stay steady when a restaurant gets an order wrong, it paints a picture of how you might deal with more significant issues, like a family emergency or a demanding work situation. A calm demeanor reassures women that you won't crumble under pressure, that you're someone they can count on. This doesn't mean you need to be emotionless or pretend you're invincible. It's okay, even healthy, to acknowledge when you're frustrated. But expressing that frustration in a measured, constructive way speaks volumes. For instance, calmly saying, "This traffic is a pain, but at least it gives us more time together," shows you're aware of the inconvenience, but not letting it ruin your mood. It's about managing how you react and choosing not to sweat the small stuff. Ultimately, your ability to stay composed highlights patience, resilience, and reliability. And trust me, these traits aren't just appealing, they can strengthen any relationship. It's the quiet strength women often admire most, even if you don't realize they're picking up on it. 4. Listening skills. Hearing isn't the same as listening. We often hear that communication is the foundation of healthy relationships, but the truth is, listening is just as important as talking. Women notice whether you're truly present in a conversation or just waiting for your turn to speak. The difference can make or break the connection you're building with someone. Listening goes deeper than just hearing words. Think about the last time someone really listened to you. They weren't scrolling through their phone or brushing off what you said with a generic, "Oh, that sucks." They made eye contact, gave you space to talk, and responded thoughtfully. That's the kind of listening women appreciate because it makes them feel seen and understood. Imagine your date telling you about a tough day at work. You could nod passively, toss out a distracted "that's too bad," and then change the subject. Or you could lean in, maintain eye contact, and genuinely engage. What made her day hard? How did it make her feel? Something as simple as saying, "That sounds frustrating. What happened next?" shows that you're not just hearing her words, but that you care about her experience. It's also about nonverbal communication. Women notice when you put your phone face down on the table or when you're fully focused on them rather than scanning the room. These small actions speak volumes. They show that, in that moment, she's your priority. And for many women, feeling like they have your undivided attention is not only flattering but also deeply meaningful. Why does this matter so much? Listening builds intimacy. When a woman feels heard, she also feels valued, and that emotional connection strengthens the bond between you. It's no secret that being a good listener makes people feel safe. If she knows you're someone she can talk to without being dismissed or drowned out, it fosters trust and comfort in the relationship. Many men worry they need to fix a problem when their partner brings it up, but often, women simply want you to listen. For example, if she's venting about an issue with a coworker, she's not necessarily looking for a solution like, "Here's what you should do." She just wants someone to validate her feelings. Saying, "That sounds tough, I'd be frustrated too," is often much more appreciated than immediately jumping into problem-solving mode. Listening is about empathy, not always action. Another important element is asking follow-up questions. These show that you're paying attention and that you care about the finer details. For instance, if she mentions a big project she's working on, follow up later by asking how it went. This demonstrates that you didn't just hear her, you remembered and cared enough to circle back. Good listening skills might not feel like an action-packed display of romance, but they're a powerful way to stand out in the best possible way. Women notice when you're present, engaged, and interested in what they have to say. It makes them feel valued and understood, creating a connection that goes far beyond surface-level interactions. 5. Your smell. The subtle power of scent. Have you ever caught a whiff of something that instantly transported you back to a memory or even changed your mood? Maybe the warm scent of cinnamon reminds you of holiday mornings, or a familiar cologne stirs feelings of nostalgia. That's because scent is deeply tied to our emotions and memory. Women in particular are highly attuned to this sense, and how a man smells can create an impression that lingers long after he's left the room. The science behind this is fascinating. Research from the National Institutes of Health confirms that scent is directly connected to the brain's emotional and memory processing centers. This means that a pleasant, unique scent doesn't just make you memorable, it can also spark feelings of comfort, attraction, or even joy. Women notice a man's scent almost immediately, and it becomes an integral part of how they perceive him. But smelling good doesn't have to mean drowning yourself in cologne. It's actually a lot simpler and sweeter than that. Start with the basics of good hygiene, like fresh, clean skin and neatly laundered clothes. There's something effortlessly appealing about the smell of freshly washed fabrics, or the subtle aroma of clean skin after a shower. These natural scents convey that you take care of yourself, which is attractive all on its own. When it comes to choosing a fragrance, less is definitely more. Subtlety is the key. A light spritz of cologne or a scented lotion can enhance your natural scent without being overpowering. Think of it as a whisper rather than a shout. Overdoing it with strong cologne can have the opposite effect and might even come across as trying too hard. Instead, aim for a clean and fresh vibe that feels approachable and inviting. Your scent can also be an opportunity to showcase a bit of personality. Do you gravitate towards something warm and woodsy, or do you prefer light, citrusy notes? A signature scent can become your personal calling card, something she associates uniquely with you. But don't underestimate the simple power of clean, crisp smells like freshly pressed shirts or a hint of shampoo. These are the little details women pick up on and remember fondly. Why does this matter so much? A pleasant scent doesn't just make you more attractive, it also makes you feel more confident. Think about it. When you know you smell nice, you carry yourself differently. And confidence paired with a great scent can be a magnetic combination. Beyond that, scent has the almost magical ability to create a nonverbal connection. You don't even have to say a word. Your smell alone can leave a lasting impression. 6. Treatment of others, a true measure of character. Kindness is one of the most underrated yet deeply admired qualities in a person. One of the ways women notice this is by watching how you treat others, especially those who might not hold any power or influence in your life. Whether it's how you interact with a waiter at a restaurant, a cashier at the grocery store, or even a stranger on the street, these moments say a lot about who you are at your core. It's easy to be polite and charming when things are going smoothly, or in situations where you're hoping to make a good impression. But what about when something goes wrong? Imagine a scenario where your food order gets messed up at a restaurant. Do you snap at the waiter, roll your eyes, or act impatient? Or do you handle it with grace, perhaps smiling as you kindly ask for a correction and acknowledging that mistakes happen? Women notice these moments, and how you behave in them reveals more about your character than you might think. Being respectful to service staff, even in less than perfect situations, is a powerful indicator of authenticity and kindness. It's also a sign of emotional maturity. Patience and empathy in the face of frustration demonstrate that you're not just putting on a show when it benefits you. You're simply a good person no matter the circumstances. This extends beyond waiters and cashiers, too. Women observe how you treat everyone around you, from a family member needing support to an acquaintance who might be going through a hard time. Simple gestures like holding the door open for someone, offering a smile, or saying please and thank you go a long way. These aren't big, dramatic actions, but they reveal the kind of person you are at heart. Why do women pay attention to this? Because kindness reflects more than just good manners. It signals that you have the capacity to care deeply for others, and that you're likely to extend that kindness to them as well. It's not about trying to impress her with grand acts, but about showing her through your everyday actions that you value respect and empathy. Not just for her, but for everyone. For example, if you're out on a date and the server spills your drink, how you react will leave a lasting impression. Instead of annoyance or impatience, a smile and a simple, "Don't worry about it, mistakes happen," can completely change the tone of the evening. It shows her you prioritize understanding over judgment, patience over frustration. Authenticity is key here. Women are drawn to genuine acts of kindness, not performative or forced displays done to earn points, but small, thoughtful actions that come from the heart. Whether you're standing up to defend someone being treated unfairly or simply offering a warm thank you, every choice reflects the kind of person you are. 7. Talking about goals and dreams. There's something undeniably inspiring about a person with ambition. It's not about already having achieved everything on your bucket list. It's about having a vision for the future and the determination to make it a reality. Women notice when you talk about your goals and dreams, not just because it's attractive, but because it offers a glimpse into your character and the life you envision for yourself. Ambition suggests purpose, confidence, and a sense of direction, which are highly desirable traits. When you speak about your dreams with passion and clarity, it reveals your drive and motivation to grow as a person. This kind of self-assurance is magnetic because it suggests you're willing to work hard for what you want, not just wait for it to come to you. For example, imagine sharing with someone that you've always dreamed of starting your own business or traveling the world to learn about other cultures. This sense of purpose sets you apart because it shows that you're striving for something bigger than yourself. Women are drawn to potential, not just success. It's important to note that you don't have to have made it for your vision to be compelling. What matters is your excitement and effort toward those goals. Even if you're in the early stages of chasing your dreams, your willingness to put the work in and learn from challenges speaks volumes about your character. For instance, if you're passionate about advancing in your career, improving your skills, or building a better future for yourself and those around you, verbalizing those aspirations demonstrates maturity and focus. Talking about your ambitions also highlights your ability to lead and inspire. When a man discusses his goals with confidence and energy, it reflects a deep belief in himself. This self-belief often spills over onto others, creating a positive and uplifting dynamic in any relationship. Women notice when you share your vision for what's possible because it shows you're thinking ahead and striving for improvement. Think of it this way. When was the last time you heard someone speak enthusiastically about their plans to better themselves or contribute value to their community? Didn't that energy feel contagious and motivating? It's important, however, to strike the right balance when discussing your dreams. Ambition is attractive, but arrogance or a lack of follow-through can be off-putting. It's one thing to talk about what you want to achieve, but it's even more impactful to demonstrate tangible steps toward those goals. For example, if your dream is to become a chef, don't just talk about it. Share how you're learning new recipes or attending culinary workshops. Genuine effort stands out more than lofty declarations. Another reason ambition matters is that it offers insight into shared compatibility. When women hear about your goals and values, they can assess whether your vision aligns with theirs. It's not about impressing them with grandiose plans, but about showing a sense of responsibility and the ability to grow alongside someone else. Ambition signals that you're thinking about the long term, not just your own potential, but how you could build a meaningful life with a partner. Lastly, when you discuss your goals and dreams, it reflects your willingness to be vulnerable. Sharing your plans requires a certain level of trust and openness, allowing someone to understand what drives and inspires you. For example, if you've always dreamed of writing a book but fear it might not resonate with readers, letting someone in on that vulnerability can create a deeper emotional connection. This act of sharing your hopes and challenges humanizes you, and women appreciate that level of honesty. 8. Authenticity and ambition in harmony. Authenticity and ambition are two traits that, when paired, create a dynamic and irresistible combination. Together, they reflect someone who is not only true to themselves, but also striving to live a purposeful, meaningful life. When you're authentic, you give people the confidence to invest in the real you. When you're ambitious, you show that you're actively working toward a brighter future. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date, and the topic of hobbies and goals comes up. Instead of pretending to like what's popular or withholding your true interests, you openly share that you love restoring vintage cars. Sure, it might not be everyone's passion, but your enthusiasm sparks curiosity. Then, as the conversation deepens, you talk about how you've been saving up to one day open a community garage where anyone can learn basic car maintenance. This blend of authenticity, your love for cars, and ambition, your vision for the future, paints a vivid picture of who you are and where you're headed. Together, these qualities make an impression that goes beyond surface-level attraction. Women don't just want a man who appears confident or driven. They want someone who is real, reliable, and forward-thinking.